Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I am reviewing The Owl House Season 2 episode 16, and this is called Hollow Mind. And I'm just going to say this again, no spoilers, because I'm going to be going over this episode, but every episode that's going to be after this is going to not necessarily play a role into the finale, but it's going to lead up into the finale. Like, kind of like this is the, like, basically after the episode ends, after each episode ends, we're getting closer and closer and closer to the day of unity. We're getting like so close to it. So yeah, but if I think back, I say it's like about a yeah, I'd say it's like about like a week and a half. Yeah, like more than 7 days until the day of unity. It's coming close. It's coming close. It's like around a week and a half, I think. Yeah. Yeah, because I think we're kind of past the 2 week mark. I think it's like about a week and a half. It's not a whole week left. It's a little bit more than that. So I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Okay, and before we get to Hunter over here, he's kind of staring at this barrel for some reason, or maybe that's his way his mask is angled. Who knows? um, we add, and I'm not sure if this is throughout all of season 2, or maybe this is just for season 2B. But yeah, I'm pretty sure for all of season 2, this is the first one where we kind of get a mysterious, very cold open. We kind of got one with what was it? Echoes of the Past, with where we saw how Ida met Baby King, and we kind of saw Ida go into this cavern and where on King's Island, and something spooks her, and it was like, but then we learned, spoilers for the episode, it was a long time ago. We learned that, it's just Baby King. So that was a little bit mysterious, but this one's very kind of like, whoa, what's going on? Because basically all we see is Luce, the eyes opening, and we see this yellow room. We're like, what's going on? And Luce basically gets up, and we see a painting of Bellows, kind of saying, Bellows like defeats wild magic, and we see Ida in her Albie's form, we see Lilith, and we see King, and we see Luce. And then Luce is kind of freaking like, what's going on? And it's not like exciting music or depressing music. It's like very monotone, very kind of, like how we had an Agony of a Witch when Lilith was kind of talking to Kikimoro, but Kikimoro's kind of asking, like, are you protecting Ida? Is that why you couldn't capture her, or any of her troops capture her? And when she was looking at the stained glass window, we kind of had a very ethereal, very kind of, I don't know, very, I don't want to say high class, but very like how you feel like when you're in the Emperor's castle. It's very high class. It's very ethereal. That this is very monotone. Very. Hopefully, I'm using these words right. Hopefully, I'm using them right. Yeah. Okay. But basically, yeah, it's very like mysterious. Like I'm like, ooh, and basically like, where am I? Because Luce thinks she's alone, and then Hunter's like, Hunter's here. I'm just like, you know exactly where we are, human. You got trapped in the Emperor's mind. And Lucy's like, what? And that's basically it. And we basically get the shortest intro ever. We just get the title Owl House, and we get the different glyphs as doing magic, and then that's it. Yeah, that's cold open. Questions: why is Luce here? Why is Hunter here? Hunter really seems annoyed, so I don't think he meant to come here. Luce, is scared out of her jammies. Like, what's going on? Is there any significance to Luce looking at that painting first of Ida in her Albie's form, and the Emperor defeats wild magic? Is there any significance to that, or does she just happen to look at it? Who knows? And basically, we get to Luce basically talking to Hunter. He said, like, what do you mean we're in the Emperor's mind? That's bananas. And even Hunter's like, I don't know what bananas are. I don't care. um, and Lucy's basically like, okay, Hunter, you clearly know where we are, so how do we get here? And then Hunter's like, you know how we got here. Like, and because I'm gonna tell my side of the story. And basically, we have Hunter, and this isn't the part yet. Well, it's sort of. Hunter's basically kind of say I heard some rumors of 3 wild witches. So 3 rebels are gonna try and invade the Emperor's mind, and even though I'm not supposed to leave the castle, so okay, Hunter's disobeying Emperor Boss again. Okay, Hunter's basically I'm gonna capture them on my own, and then we see hooded figures, and we see ranged classes. We see someone tall like Darius, because we see his like white glove and his abomination form, like he makes like abomination mallet, and we see Eberwolf, because we see like the hair and the eyes, and I'm just gonna say he for now. Is it he? I'm not sure. The Coven head, he's in Beastkeeping, right? Yeah. He's beastkeeping, and basically, oh, okay. So, we remember from the previous episode in what was it? Them's the Breaks Kid, when I saw that little abomination Darius handing Rain the letter and saying, "Hey, we need Ida the Owl Lady." I was kind of like, ooh, can we trust Darius? Because again, that line that Hunter said of Coven heads betray each other, but since we had that moment between Darius and Hunter, we had Darius sneaking letters to Rain, and now we have him with Eberwolf. He's just tagging along. I love it. Hopefully he's not the traitor. That'd be super sad. But now we see Darius with Rain out here doing rebel stuff. So, but again, that line that Hunter said is so boggling in my mind. So, you all probably think I'm ridiculous to think Darius might betray them, but I'm just 90% sure that he's good. Like, I'm 90% sure. Because I still don't know. I still don't know. Okay, and basically they're about to create the spell. So, they're going to invade the Emperor's mind, probably to figure out about this draining spell more, because even if you're Coven Head, you can only get you're only going to get, you are only going to get only so much information without the Emperor's going to get suspicious of you of why do you want to know so much. You should only know of what you should know, and that's it. So they're kind of, we don't know why they're trying to invade the Emperor's mind. We don't know if they're going to try to kill him or something. Who knows? But they're going to plan to do something. I'm assuming to find out more about this draining spell. Like, what's going on? What are you hiding? And basically Hunter's like, oh, for crimes against the Emperor, you're under arrest. And then Luce actually kind of interrupts, and I thought this was pretty funny, because they kind of have like a brother-sister relationship, where you should say, hey, I remember this part, and Hunter's like, hey, I was talking. And basically we have we kind of get to a point where a lot of people are becoming a little bit more afraid of Bellows and of what the quote-unquote Titan is telling people of, you need to join a coven or you're going to be in trouble, because the Titan isn't going to be pleased with you, and basically not are they going to perish? I'm not sure, but basically like it's going to be really bad, because he's like, hey, what was the person's name? Paige? What was it? Paige? I think it's Paige. I don't know, I'm thinking Paige for some reason, like Paige. And he said, hey, Paige, like, hey, like, I have an apprentice here who, like, wait, did she say apprentice? No, right, sorry, no. Luce still sees Ida as her mentor, while Ida sees Luce as her kid. Sorry, I got mixed up. Because Ida's like, hey, I have a kid here, I need to get her cloak fixed, so she has a knack for getting in trouble. Like, I keep telling her not to, she keeps on doing it anyway. I need to get it fixed. And she even says, like, hey, Paige, are you in the night juice again? Like, oh my goodness. But Paige opens the door, like, hey, Ida, like, I'm only saying this so, like, you don't think I'm on the night juice, and, like, you can go away. And Paige, like, Ida's like, Paige, like, why? I thought we were buds. Is that we were. Like, and I appreciate everything that you done, but I just don't think I can trust you anymore. And what do you mean? It's like, well, uh, I'm not sure if Paige said if some scouts stopped by or if Emperor Bells went to her himself. Or maybe it was Hunter. I really don't know. Maybe it was Tara. Who knows? It was someone. Like someone stopped by and basically saying that we are like about a week and a half away from the Day of Unity. We need to start going into covens if you basically have magic, and the Empress basically been saying that while witches only cause pain, and I know you try not to mean any harm, but you have done some stuff. And Ida even says like, well, hey, hold on, like I can be abrasive sometimes, but I'm not like evil or anything. Paige is like, I'm sorry, Ida, you can't come back here ever again. And Ida's kind of sad because like, oh, like you know, kind of she was my friend, and Luz is kind of knocking the door like, hey, Paige or whatever your name is, like hey. Look, who does Stanford even think he is? And what would she say? I bet like dollars to donuts that he can't speak to the Titan. And people would kind of whisper like, "Oh, is she right? Is the Emperor right? What's going on?" And even one person's like, "What's a donut? Well, what is that?" And I like how Ian's gonna, hey, Luce, you need to calm down. And I like how I love how they kind of have a dynamic of back and forth of Luce listens to Ida, and Ida understands that Luce comes like into like a she's in a rebellious place of what she wants to do, what she wants, and Ida knows that Luce will listen to her to some extent. So that's what Ida kind of pushes back. Luce kind of pushes back. So I kind of like that dynamic where Ida cares about Luce, but Ida also knows what Luce needs and what she wants to do. And where Luce like, the people should know who the Emperor really is, and Ida's like, okay, who's the Emperor really? And Luce's kind of like, oh, you're right. And it's like, look, we're kind of stuck like this. You know, like no one's really gonna change out of nowhere. And hey, like you know, chin up. Like we're gonna figure something out, and yeah, I'm gonna fix this for you. We keep getting into trouble, and maybe we can find some like non-coven associates, some criminals. Let's go. And even everyone's kind of like, oh, there's Ida, because they're kind of being like kind of afraid of her, because the Emperor's kind of saying that Ida's kind of dangerous. And basically, Luce is like, oh, man, I hate people treating Ida this way, because this usually didn't happen, but now the Emperor's kind of spreading his words, like, and his quote unquote wisdom. People are being more afraid. And King's like, hey, Luce, like not really even say like take it from me, but basically saying like, look, no one wants to believe that they've been lied to their entire life. But even you said that, like, he's been emperor for 50 years, so like no one's really gonna change their mind. And King's like, you just have to see, you just have to find something big to change their minds. And oh boy, what Luce finds out. Oh my god, she's not ready to tell. Well, she's ready to tell people yet, but she's not keen to do it. Like in this episode, she's like, yeah, I'm ready to expose the Emperor and do this. Where in the end of the episode, she's should I say this? Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. She's devastated. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, moving on. And then Luke's like, yeah, you're right, King. Oh, there was even a point where they had walkie-talkies, and King has been taking Spanish lessons from Luce. Okay, sweet. Where basically Luce is like talking like a trucker, and King talks in Spanish, so they're like, can you speak slowly, please, like por favor. And Luce's like, oh, you remember the lesson, but that wasn't Spanish, buddy. And he's a little bit, oh, okay. And again, I like how Luce and Hunter kind of have a brother-sister relationship, and also Luce and King have like a brother-sister relationship. And so I kind of like that. Where King's like, use the walkie, Luce, use the walkie, and she's like, oh, okay. So that was really nice. Where do we go to next? Oh, right. Luce basically sees Hunter coming from this barrel. Oh, I guess it was talking for a long time. It didn't seem like a long time. But what are you going to do? Anyway, we have Hunter in the barrel. And we have Luce here. And again, we have Rain, Darius, and Eberwolf. Look, see, you can see the hair right there. And Hunter's like, oh, see, That's what I was talking about. And oh, for crimes against the emperor, you're under arrest. I didn't really like this. I, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure people were kind of saying, okay, this is a weird position, but it's pretty funny. It kind of seems like we're gonna have a chicken fight, but okay, sorry. Okay, that's pretty funny. But basically, people are kind of saying, oh, this is another extension of their brother or sister relationship. And I'm kind of like, maybe the first time I was kind of like, yes. But after watching it a couple times, I'm kind of not feeling it. I think, I don't want to say it's like it's forced, but it doesn't feel as authentic as, like, other scenes that they had together where, oh, they really feel like brother and sister. Lucius basically, like, tackles him. Well, this part right here, basically, Lucy's like, hey, can I bug you with a couple questions? And Hunter's basically like, oh my goodness, like, no. That is, like, perfect, but Luce tackling him? I don't know. Did anyone else have a problem with it? It just, I don't want to say it's, like, a forced sibling relationship, but it felt like it shouldn't be there. It should have been, like, something else. But this is perfect because Hunter's like, oh no, my my sister's back. I don't want to deal with her right now. And hey, look cool. She's wearing Ida's Leatherman jacket. And he's like, human, like, no. And Rain, I like Rain's outfit. Pretty cool. And Rain does like a flute spell and gets out of there. And then Hunter's like, no, I command you to halt. And he's like, oh, human, what have you done? And he summons Flapjack. And then smashes the bottle accidentally. And Lucy's like, Hunter, do you know what's going on? And they basically get, like, transported. And oh, poor Flapjack. Oh no, he's like, where'd he go? And we basically get to Hunter's kind of laughing, like, oh, you wanted to prove that my uncle's evil and you wanted to help? You thought I would help. And this is pretty funny. People have been, again, this is just a theory where people have been kind of saying that it was started, what was it, season 2, episode 1, where basically Ida said, like, she was talking to Love, basically say bye, and then Hunter did the same type of bye, when he was talking to Luce, when he freed King, gave King back to Luce, like, quote unquote, finish the job with the Sakudamas. That was an episode a long time ago. But Hunter did, like, the same thing. And Hunter has kind of the same facial features as, what's his name? Del, which is Ida's father. And also, Hunter's palisman, who chose Hunter, really resembles, which is, a red cardinal, with Del's palisman, which is a yellow cardinal, with the same similar scar, I'm pretty sure on the same eyeball. See, and now we have this where Hunter's basically kind of laughing at Luce, and he does a little snort. You can barely hear it, but he does a similar snort that Ida does when she laughs. So is Hunter like a descendant of a Clawthorn? Maybe? Does that mean Bellos is related to Ida? I don't know. Who knows? But I just thought I should mention it. Like, when I turned up the volume, I was kind of like, that snort really resembles Ida. Again, they could just be hints, like, leads to nowhere, but I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he might be a descendant, but who knows? And Lucy's like, okay, fine, I'm just gonna find out for myself. You're not gonna help. But she even mentions, like, I've been to Willow's mine before, but I thought there'd be more, trees. And even Hunter's like, oh, that makes sense because he knows that Willow's into plants. And oh, that makes sense, but because Mindscape represents the individual. So Will is into plants, into botany, and Emperor Bells is into castles and paintings. And he even brags, like, again, his older brother bragging to little sister, kind of like, I read a lot of books. And look at Lucy's face, like, oh my goodness. And basically, wait, hold on. I'm gonna play this right here. But dang, look at this painting. It's really well drawn. And why does the Emperor in particular is kind of leading the way of this witch right here. Maybe he just chose anyone, but that's weirdly in particular how this, I'm assuming, woman is running like the kind of where Bella's pointing away while everyone else is like kind of behind him. What makes her so special? And also we can see the town's on fire. I wonder what happened. But yeah, what's her deal? And she's like wearing an apron. Oh, a bunch of them are wearing aprons. I'm assuming is she like a chef or something? Because there's the bakery coven, right? When Will's explaining all the covens back in season 1, episode 5, saying, "Oh, there's a tiny cat coven and there's a bakery coven." So is she part of the bakery coven? I don't know. Maybe. Well, no, this is during the Wild Ages, so they didn't have covens. So maybe she's one of those wild bakers. Maybe. Maybe, or maybe they just wear aprons. Who knows? But I just want to play this right here. I just realized it was too low. I am so sorry. Hold on. Okay, not that loud. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Hopefully it's at a better volume because I barely could hear anything Hunter talking. Because basically what I wanted to show you is, if you remember back in Hunting Palisman, Hunter basically opened up the loose saying that how he enjoys wild magic and how he's enjoying Lucis showing him glyphs and you know, basically how Hunter explained to Lucis like, yeah, I come from a family of powerless witches. Like, you know, I never knew my parents, and how he basically said that Lucis, you're lucky because you get to choose your future. Because Lucis said like, oh, you have your future planned out, and Hunter says you get to choose your own. And this is what I want to mention right here.
You know, unfettered wild magic wiped out our family. Everyone knew too much and got themselves hurt. That's why Bellows took in the survivors and dedicated his life to making the coven system.
Hopefully it wasn't too long. But basically, Hunter is like, once again opening up to Luce and saying that, like, explain how his family died and how wild magic is the one who did it, and how he said like, I love wild magic, but Bellows talked about how it destroyed our family, and Luce is kind of having a look of kind of like a sad look, like, oh, I didn't like know that. So, and Hunter basically like so excited, like, and it's like, oh, you know, the sigils kind of help protect ourselves, and he's like showing magic to like the children, like, oh, like, you know, it also makes the Titan happy, so we're safe and the Titan's happy. Take a look at this. Is that Darius right here? I think so, right? And he said, oh, you know, he said like, oh, this is where I inherited my staff, basically, and this is Bellows igniting him, and he even says that I'm the youngest scout to become Golden Guard, and I just want to play this right here. And basically Hunter saying like, I'm the young scout to become the Golden Guard, and this is where I inherited my staff. And if you listen closely, I'm pretty sure I have a good enough volume where Hunter says, why does Darius look so sad here? Okay, I'm like 95% sure that Darius is a good guy. He's not going to betray us or anything. Because Darius mentioned that the previous Golden Guard, but before Hunter, was Darius's mentor. And Hunter is basically getting his staff, and Hunter is looking at the painting like, why does Darius look so sad? Does Darius know something that Hunter doesn't, that Bells did to his mentor? Because I'm assuming that Darius and his mentor were pretty close, so like, you know, kind of not like a father-son type of thing, but kind of like you're the one who I would go to if I had an issue or a problem or someone to talk to. So I'm assuming it was kind of like that. So now we kind of have a portrait of Hunter becoming the next Golden Guard, and Darius looking sad. Thoughts, theories? What's going on with that? But again, this is what I was talking about, that image, and I thought this was kind of interesting. Luz basically kind of touches the portrait, kind of seeing if she can go inside the memory. So she touched it, but nothing happens. So I'm kind of like, ooh, you can't go into the paintings. My first thought was, oh, these must be like false memories, or maybe Bells has like a lock on them. But if that's so, how come Willow didn't have a lock on that big portrait with her and Amity? That was back in season 1, where it was about the birthday. How come Willow didn't have a lock on that? Maybe it was because her brain was on fire. Maybe. Again, I don't know. Questions. Luce kind of hears someone, like a little kid crying, and we get this person. I was like, is that the inner Bellows? And it's pretty cool how it's like purple. He obviously gets freaked out, but he's like, oh, oh, who are you? And I like how Luce at the same time as Hunter said Bellows, and then Luce said, Hunter, who are you talking about? And we get this. Who the heck is this guy? And I like how Hunter's like, well, I don't like it, but Hunter's like, oh, the Emperor, Uncle Bellows said, I'm so sorry that we invaded in your mind. I was trying to capture your memories, but we seek your guidance to return to the physical world. I kind of like how Hunter's not going to leave Luce in here. 1, because he knows that Luce is going to make a mess in the place, and 2, no one should be trapped in someone's mind. He knows that. So we accept your guidance, and also so she can ruin someone else's day. And I'm assuming inner Bellows is kind of like, no, get away. Here we get this. Oh my goodness. And obviously Hunter's kind of confused, and Luce is kind of like, Hunter, watch out. And then, poof, dang, take a look at this guy. So basically kind of like that Emperor silhouette kind of turned into a monster. Really well designed. I kind of like the hair. And then they're kind of rolling, and since they're kind of dueling with this other Bellows person, they kind of fell through, kind of like this was a paper mache. And I kind of like how Luce has the hoverglyph, and like, and saves Hunter, and they're like, oh, wait, sorry, I don't know what to... I guess the hoverglyph was like still processing. We get some portraits. I'm assuming one of them is Bellows, and the other was his brother. Because remember back in the what that human guy was saying. What was his name? Jacob. When V was captured, I was saying that 2 brothers were lured by a witch into like the demon realm or something. So we had 2 brothers right here. Oh, are they churning butter? Hold on. Huh. Yeah. And it seems like they kind of have a good relationship, except the one with the ponytail, his face is crossed off. So, is that Bellows' brother? And again, is Bellows Philip? I'm pretty sure Bellows is Philip, but it's not confirmed yet. And basically, Hunter's kind of asking Luce, like, hey, where are we now? Because since you kind of brought me here. And Luce is like, we must be in the Emperor's real mind. Sorry, come on, a brighter image. Oh, nope. Okay, I'll just leave it right there. And how it's kind of like a dead forest. So, I guess in every memories, it's all trees. I kind of like the idea. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the idea of Emperor having like fake memories, and then his real memories are a dead forest. I kind of like the idea, but I was kind of thinking, since Willow's is a forest and the Emperor's is like a museum, maybe Amity's could be like a library or something. But I think they're all gonna be trees, which is fine. I don't mind that, but I just thought all of them could be like different or something. Maybe like Gus's can be like all mirrors or something like that, and maybe Hunter's can be. Let's see. So I don't want to say museum or library again because I kind of want it to be different. What would Hunter's mind look like? I'm not sure. I mean, I guess museum or library for now since he loves reading books, and I guess that wouldn't be a problem. But apparently, it's all gonna be trees. But I guess maybe a different set of trees. Because if the Emperor wasn't so corrupted, would it look like Willow's trees? Like, is that where I'm getting at? I don't know. But basically, Hunter's like, Luce, what are you talking about? We were in the Emperor's real mind, and then like up there, and Luce kind of says like, "Hey, those were all the lies that people tell them. Look, I'm sorry what happened to your family, and I don't know everything, but you have to understand that that was all fake, like what happened up there, and I totally saved you from that monster." And Hunter's like, "No, you totally provoked his inner self." And basically, Hunter's like, no, what was it? Lucy's like, I'm so sorry if I provoked your inner uncle, but he had 1,000 eyeballs. And Hunter's like, oh my goodness, 1,000 eyeballs. They're so scared. And Hunter kind of freaks out over, the walkie-talkie. Edith's kind of like, hey, Lucy, where are you? Like, I'm not sure. She said she got her cloak fixed. I'm not sure. But he's like, hey, like, we got our shopping done. Like, where are you? Like, getting kind of worried. And Lucy kind of gets she is honest with Edith, saying like, hey, Hunter and I were trapped in the Emperor's mind. And Edith's like, how untight are you? You know what, I don't care. Just like, how are you guys gonna get out of there? And Lucy's like, I don't know. And, even Edith said, hey, have you met the inner Bellows? And she's like, yeah. And Hunter, even Edith said, hey, Blondie, your friend wants to talk to you because Flapjack is with Ida and King. And Hunter's like, oh, Flapjack, you're safe. And that's the moment where the name gets revealed, I think, in the episode. And he's like, oh, have they hurt you? Because Hunter doesn't trust Ida and King. So he's like, oh, are you safe? And Flapjack's chirping, so he's fine. And Luke's like, give me that. Dude, your bird's fine. He's fine. And basically Luke's like, hey, Ida, can there be like 2 inner selves? And then Ida's like, no, not that I have heard of, but strong emotions can take form, which again we had the inner Willow, and then we had that little version of Willow, which was kind of, I'm not sure if it was explicit of what memory that was. I guess maybe it was a memory of acceptance, because basically it's about, that episode was about accepting, kind of not accepting Amity back into her life, but kind of accepting that Amity didn't mean for things to turn out the way that things ended up. And basically the whole not what it seems, it's been cleared up, basically. And that, I guess that strong emotion that was holding hands with the main inner Willow kind of realizes that. So what do you guys think in the comments? Acceptance? Right? And basically, he's like, yeah, I think what you looked at was a, you know, what did you say? Oh, right. He's basically like, what you guys encountered was a strong emotion. And basically, like, oh, he's like, oh, don't worry, we're gonna get you 2 out there. And I like how Hunter's like, hey, Luce, can I please have to walk it down? No, he didn't say please. He took it. He said like, Flapjack, please stay safe. The Ida King, don't hurt Flapjack, please. And I like how he said, I love you over and out. So that's pretty funny. Oh, I can't believe I almost forgot, because all the inner stuff I was kind of thinking about Willow and stuff. It like passed my brain. I forgot to mention, how do the walkie-talkies work in the inner Bellows' mind? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how does that work? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I even had like a problem with it in Amphibia, where Ivy had, against spoilers for season 2, where Ivy had a ladybug like alarm clock, and even sounded like an alarm clock, but it was an actual real ladybug. And Felicia had these wasp type of phones. It was like a speaker. I don't know. I just didn't like it. I liked the little mail fly that Marcy sent to Anne and the planters, and also the mosquito delivery and how it has to take your blood for like a tip. I love that's creative, but for the wasp phone thing and the ladybug alarm clock, I was kind of and just, oh, it was a magical world, but yeah, but it still doesn't really make any sense. Same thing with the walkie-talkies here. I'm just kind of like, it doesn't bother me too much, but just, But he's like, hey, stay close to the walkie-talkie. It's your only way of communication. Okay. Hey, listen, you got it out, lady. And basically, Kid Bellows, kind of goes back to Lucy Hunter, and Lucy's like, "Oh, Kid Bellows, so you're back." And Hunter's like, "Wait, what? That's my uncle as a little kid." And Lucy's like, "Hey, thank you for saving us. You are much kinder than your inner self. Like, hey, maybe you can help us get out of here." And oh, even Lucy's like, "Oh, maybe this could be his sense of guilt. That's why he's such like a little kid and he's so scared." And then Hunter's like, "No, the Empress never felt anything about being guilty." And basically, Hunter said maybe this little kid must be a sense of his innocence, like his pure intentions, I guess. Even though it may seem rough, he has a good heart, basically. And Lucy's like, "Oh, hey, maybe you can tell us who Bellows really is." And Tiny Bellows is kind of like nodding. And even Hunter's like, "What'd you say?" And basically, the monster Bellows is chasing after them, and they're about to go into a painting. I can't show which painting exactly. I'm sorry, but they're about to go into a painting, and sorry. They're going to go through a painting, and Hunter's like, "That's sacrilege! You can't go in there." And Lucy's like, "It's called surviving, Hunter. Let's go." And basically, they go to like a theater. I was like, "Oh, what's going on?" And and basically the Emperor's making like some people were kind of talking, saying like, "Oh, this guy says that he can speak to the Titan," and one person said that the Titan's dead. How's he doing that? And it's kind of they're kind of speculating. The Emperor comes back in with like a very crippling mask, I would say. It's not like the giant one he has like nowadays. But basically he's kind of like saying that like, "Oh, you've been played with wild magic," and like, "Oh, I am now gonna bless the isles with 9 bright hues, and these are shall be the colors of the coven systems." And he's like saying like, "Oh, the wild witches, they try to get me a couple times," and then we see a bunch of explosions, and then the Bell's like, "Oh no, the wild witches, he found me. They're trying to stop my plan of curing you guys. Flee." And basically they kind of about to leave, but they kind of Hunter and Luce kind of notice something, and we have Bells kind of talking to not the previous Golden Guard, because it would seem like a very long time ago. Maybe it might be the first one. Yeah, first one. It's probably the first Golden Guard, but who knows? Maybe it might be the 5th one. We're not sure. And basically, he said, "Hey, you idiot! Like, you almost knocked my head off with that blast." And then he said, "I'm so sorry, Lord Bellows." So, oh, he's not Emperor Bellows yet. He's Lord Bellows. Okay. And he's like well, and then Bellows is like, "Lord Bellows, like, I'm off to the next town." And he's like, "What should I do with these?" And this Golden Guard sounds a lot like Hunter, so I'm like, "Ooh, okay, what's going on here?" And Lord Bellows is like, "Put on a bigger show." So yeah, they set this whole thing up of, oh, the wild witches were attacking, even when they went out the painting. And also the Kid Bells grabbed the bag. We don't know what's in the bag yet, but he goes out. Luce and Hunter follow him, and basically Luce is like, "Hunter, you saw that, right? Like, you're not blind. Your uncle purposely said those explosions to make people fear wild magic and wild witches." And Hunter's basically saying that basically Hunter's like, "Well, it's for the greater good," and he was trying to spread his message across. So don't worry, it's fine. But we get a continuation of Hunter realizing his uncle's evil, but still trying to double down of saying, no, he's good. Because again, what King said, no one wants to believe that all their life they were believing in the wrong person, because that would just shatter the whole worldview. But Hunter needs to know because Bellows is a bad dude. You gotta get out of there. And basically we had we even had the monster bells coming out of that memory that they just came out of. Hunter loose book it, and they followed Kid Bells into to the knee, and we actually get confirmation of, well, maybe not confirmation, but a good idea of what happened. Is when Ida showed Luz first like these runes, I'm like, oh, like what caused that? I have a pretty good idea that it was Bellows who caused it, because basically we kind of have because even Hunter's kind of noticing, hey, what's that kid doing with the bags? And Luz like, hey, your uncle's talking. He said like, oh, Wild Magic has played all of you, and the Titan is angry, and oh, look at your beautiful city. So this used to be a city, like again in the knee where we saw those ruins and those like, not buildings but kind of structures. That used to be an entire city. And he's like, oh, a city can be rebuilt from the ashes, but a soul, kind of like. And everyone's kind of like, well, what does that mean? So, and these are a group of quote unquote wild witches that they're kind of ready to conform. The Golden Guard, which I'm saying is like the next one, because he's not wearing like the collar. So I'm assuming it's like the next one. So yeah. So this could be number 2. Who knows? And basically he has this technological glove. So it's not like a full sigil glove. It's just like a finger one to like, pss. And basically he burns it right into their arms. And this one lady's kind of like, cool, I'm gonna do oracle magic, and it starts, and her eyes glow, and we all pass out. It's the same things happening. Their eyes and their arms glowing a certain color, and they basically fall to the ground. And they're like, oh my god, are they dead? And the next Golden Guard, number 2, feels their pulse and is like, oh, they're still alive. And then Belle says, oh, we still have some work to do. So is Belle's trying to kill everyone? Because is he trying to kill the wild witches? How come he hasn't killed Edie? And maybe he wants to make that big show. Who knows? So yeah, because he wants those people dead, but he's saying that, oh, they're almost dead, but they're barely alive. And he's like, well, we still got some work to do. And Luz is like, Hunter, like you saw that. And he said, he was just trying to perfect sigil magic. He didn't know exactly what he was doing. Like, and some people can be reckless sometimes. He's just trying to double down on it, like, oh, Hunter, no. And even Hunter says like, oh, who knows how minds work? Maybe he's remembering things wrong. And Luz is like, I love how Luz kind of really does appreciate Hunter's knowledge, because Luz is kind of getting kind of scary, where she's like, I thought you knew what you were doing. I thought you read books about this. And even Hunter says, maybe I'm an idiot, because he's kind of doubting on himself, like, oh, maybe Uncle Bellows is really evil. What is he doing? What are these memories? Because Hunter's been feeding lies, and now he's seeing these truths for the very first time. And he sees Kid Bellows, and he's getting tired of his laughter, because he keeps on laughing, and he has his bags, and Hunter's like, I'm going after you. And Luke's like, oh, be careful, he's a little kid. And we get Monster Bellows, oh my goodness, with these screeching noises. He's like, wah! And they're like, I kind of like this, how Kid Bellows goes into this painting, and it has like a collector symbol on it. I was like, ooh, okay, a memory of the collector's origins, maybe? Because we don't really know anything about the collector. It's someone who put the owl beast into the curse. We saw the owl beast's wings turn into flames, and it turned into the curse, and that was the collector who did that. And then the collector who is gonna help Philip with his plan. We don't know what Philip's plan is, or if Philip is Bellows. We're not sure. I'm like 90% sure, but again, I'm not sure. So now we get the collector here. It's like, oh, okay, well, what's going on? And basically, I kind of like this, where Luz kind of extends her hand, like, Hunter, please, like, kind of trust me. Hunter kind of grabs her hand. pretty cool. And they go into the memory, and and they're kind of like, oh, where'd the kid go? It's oh, he's going over there. Maybe we should follow him. It's like, oh, hey, look, just even looks like I stopped. Like, whoa, wait, before we do that, did you know about this portal being built? And Hunter was like, yeah, I helped rebuild it. Like, what do you want from me? And basically, I thought it was kind of, I thought I was getting kind of scared for a little bit. Well, Hunter, Bells was like, hey, I can hear you. And I was with Lucy and Hunter, like, what? And then we basically get this voice, and this is the voice of Phil and Lil from Rugrats, I believe. And basically we get this collector, and he's basically like the Bill Cipher of the universe, except the collector is more childlike with Bill. Bill is more kind of like a charlatan. He's very again, if you watch Gravity Falls, spoilers for Bill. Bill is very chaotic, but he knows how to think properly, and he has a big master plan. While the collector I just want to have fun, and everything's a game, and lives don't matter. So if lives die in the process, as long as I win the game, it's all fair. So that's basically the collector. And the collector says like a riddle. We're saying that, oh, to you who is strayed away from home, and to me who is beneath these bones, which is like the Titan's bones, and say, oh, we'll play together, me and you, when you paint this world in 9 bright hues. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Philip, because basically, or Philip's brother maybe, because the collector's saying, oh, to you who is strayed away from home. Because if he isn't Philip or his brother, where is his home then? If he's strayed away from home, because he's in the castle, so this would be his home. So I'm pretty sure. And the collector is underneath the Titan, or at least under the bones of the Titan, maybe? Because he says, they, but I'm going to go back and forth. Where he says that, like, I'm beneath these bones. So who trapped them there? Was it King's dad? Because we still don't know about that. Oh, where baby King, he was like, still in the embryo of the egg, basically. And King said, like, I heard a mighty roar, and we heard a poof, explosion. Was that the collector? Or, again, we don't know. I thought it was Bellis, but maybe it might be the collector. Who knows? And, basically saying that, like, oh, you're going to paint the world in 9 bright hues, and then we hear, like, a poof. So, and the collector's basically laughing. And then Bells is like, oh, what do you want, collector? And he's like, I'm bored. Is the training spell ready yet? I want to play and watch everyone go like, ah. It gets a little bit annoying, but it's fine. And he's like, oh, you'll have your fun at the Day of Unity. And they're like, oh, what was it? Oh, betrayed, beguiled, deceived. We'll have our revenge on. And oh, Unity is so hard to rhyme. We'll have our revenge. Who's the collector trying to get his revenge on? Could it be Bellis' brother? Could it be King's dad, King? Do they know about King? Again, who is the revenge on? Because he did say he was trapped, so who are they planning their revenge on? That's what I want to know. Interesting. Anyway. Trying to think. What's the next thing? Oh, Unity's so hard to rhyme. And we actually get oh, I like how Lou's kind of asking Hunter, like, hey, do you know this guy? And Hunter's like, I don't know this guy. And there's no point for Hunter really to lie to Lou. So I'm pretty sure Hunter doesn't know anything about the collector other than what they just heard here. And basically, we have Hunter. Remember from what was it called? Eclipse Lake, that episode where we see the aftermath of what Hunter says, like, oh, Emperor Bells, I know you didn't want me to go to Eclipse Lake, but hey, look, I had the key, and he just grabs it for Hunter. Not even like a thanks, Geez, Bells. And he's like, hey, look, I know most of it, spilt. I'm sorry. But if you just let me explain, Bells is just like, leave now. And his eyes are kind of glowing blue, so he's like, really frustrated. And Hunter's like, okay. He just closes the door. And the Collector's like, ooh, you were mad? I thought you were going to go, blah. The dude's like his monster form on that kid. And then Belle's like, oh, no, he's fine. As long as he stays on the right path. And the Collector is saying that, oh, I think you only make these things just to destroy them. Oh, you have fun with it. Admit it. Bell smiles, but then he kind of gets a little sympathetic, where he says, of course not, Collector. It hurts me every time he chooses to betray me. And if we go back to, again, Eclipse Lake, where we had that book, this is Grimwalker. And everyone had their theories from a long time ago that the eye color is similar to Hunter's and the nose structure, it matches. And now we have this thing about the previous attempts. Hunter Grimwalker confirmed, maybe? We have to continue. And I'm basically saying, and then basically we have the Kid Bells going out of the mind, and we have Hunter just leaves the memory, and Lucius follows him, and I love Lucius so much, where Lucius like, hey, Hunter, just forget about what Bells and that Collector kid, what they're talking about, and look, I know you must be heartbroken right now, but hey, you don't have to stay here. You can go back, you can come to the Owl House with me. Like, we can work things out. I'm sure Ida will understand. I love this transition where I'm sure Ida will understand what we heard, and she the way she just said heard, and she looks at a bunch of broken Golden Guard masks. How many were there? 16? Was it 15 or 16? I think there were 16. And Hunter and Luce are just horrified. We have Kid Bells kind of breaking one, and some red energy kind of going to this fire, making red fire. And Luce's like, hey, Kid Bells, what are you doing? And Hunter obviously grabs Kid Bells to push him out of the way. And Luce is kind of, oh no, Luce grabs Kid Bells, and Hunter's like putting out the fire. And then, what was it? Luce's like, hey, well, why would you do that? We see a bunch of little goops, and it formed a big monster bells. And then I had to watch a couple times, but this particular part where we hear something like, no, get away from him, danger, run. And we see within the inner bells, we see a bunch of like birds and animals. I'm like, I was with Luce, are those palismen? And then Hunter confirms, like, yeah, those are palismen. We weren't running away from the inner bells. We were with them the entire time. We have inner bells kind of crying again. It turns into laughter. He takes out a sword and puts out this trap. All those bags he was carrying were potions to try to contain the monster. And the way he's screaming, I'm like, oh, those poor palismen. And it gets trapped. And Hunter and Luce are like, oh no, because they care about palismen. Hunter cares about his. And Luce cares about palismen also. And basically they kind of turn around. Kid Bells kind of turns into Big Bells. And he's like, hello, Hunter. Hello, Luce. Oh, I finally was able to catch it after all these years. All these weepy palismen souls knocking at me. And oh, without them, I wouldn't be able to do this. And Hunter's face is just mortified. It's not particularly a cardinal, but it is a bird palisman soul. And he just in front of Hunter, like, oh my goodness. There's even one point where Hunter was taking a discarded palisman. It kind of faded in his hand. The hand was kind of shaking. Hunter really doesn't want anything bad to happen to Flapjack. Oh no. Again, there's a lot of theories going around that Bells is going to end up with Flapjack. I'm like, I don't want that to happen. Please do not let that happen. But he basically saying that, like, oh, Hunter, like, you helped me finally catch it. Good boy. And basically Hunter's like, what did you do to the other guards? To our family? It wasn't wild magic, was it? And he just kind of flicks Hunter's like hair, saying, oh, what a shame. Out of all the Grimwalkers, you look the most like him. So yes, confirmed. Hunter is a Grimwalker. He's like, what? And he just sinks Hunter in. ready for him to die. We don't know what is in his other side. There's a bunch of fan art. There's a bunch of dead golden guards ready to grab Hunter and kill him there. We don't know if that's true or not. But yeah, basically he's about to, and I love how Luce is not gonna let Hunter die. Words, Luce isn't about to let Hunter die. She throws her Ida's Leatherman jacket. Hunter obviously catches it because Hunter trusts Luce now. 100%, he trusts her. And Luce is like, Hunter, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay, because Luce doesn't want anything bad happen to Hunter, and Hunter just along with Luce's Leatherman jacket. So, oh my goodness, Ida's jacket's gone now, and she's just pounding the ground like, oh no, I failed. And then I'm sorry, I'm keep on forgetting about the B plot. I'm so sorry. Ida, King, and Hooty. Ida and King go to the outhouse with Hooty. He's like, Hooty, lock the doors and put up the barracks. Okay. And basically, King's like, hey Ida, everything's gonna be okay, right? Don't worry, King. I'm gonna bring them back. We have Rain, Darius, and Eberwolf. I kind of liked how Rain was kind of inching forward, and maybe I should tell Ida what's going on. And then Darius kind of grabs their shoulder, and then Darius is like, we have Eberwolf kind of boop pop up. And I kind of like how Hooty's talking to Flapjack, like, oh hey, your friend's there too, right? You're like your owner. Oh, the angry blonde kid. Immediately Darius goes to protective uncle / dad mode. He just moves Rain out of the way, just to look like, oh my goodness, Hunter's down there. He's causing trouble. And Hooty says, oh, Ida is powerful, but since she doesn't have magic, she can't do much. And I like how Rain's kind of giving like a look to Darius, like, okay, come on. You didn't want me to go, now you want to go. And Darius kind of like, don't judge me. I wonder if Darius... well, since now we know that the Golden Guards were now Grimwalkers, that's why Darius was looking so sad. It's because his mentor was a Grimwalker, and he just... because that Grimwalker decided to betray Bells, basically. Sorry. I had to switch positions a little bit. So, I wonder if Darius feels a sense of responsibility for Hunter. And hopefully he appreciates Hunter as his own person, not just well, since you're the next Grimwalker and I knew about it, I should protect you. Hopefully it grows beyond that. I think that'd be nice. And I like how Rain's kind of writing on the ground saying that, like, we need to get past Hooty, the bird, the tube, him. And, like, you're kind of thinking how to get past them. We have Ida is trying to make a potion. It's not working. And King's getting kind of scared. But Ida's trying to reassure him. We have Hooty has these flowers. Like, oh, hey, Ida, it's flowers from a secret admirer. And it's obviously Rain. And then, I like how Ida's not dumb. Hooty, that thing could be booby-trapped. Get it out of here. And then Hooty put the flowers in the water. And then it turned into this potion, this mixture. And Ida grabs it and it has like a note saying, oh, this is the teleportation spell to bring back Luce and Hunter. And Ida's like, but who would? And we see the Rain quickly goes behind the bushes again. And King's like, forget it. Who sent it? We can thank them later. Like, let's just do this already. And because King's really worried. And, he is like, hold up, King. It says we need a really big power source. King has an idea. It's the only idea. We need to use the rest of the fingers for the Titan blood. And he's like, well, all of it? But Luce needs that to get home. And then King's like, she won't get home if she doesn't come back here. He is kind of thinking about it. Like, oh, man. We get back to Luce, and she's trying to not fight the Emperor, but kind of to like escape from him. Because, like, he's just toying with her. Kind of saying, like, oh, I really expected for Hunter to last longer than the others. He's kind of toying with her. He even turned... basically basically like Luce is like, I'm gonna tell everyone about the Day of Unity, that you're planning on killing everybody, like you've been lying about the time for years. And and even Bells is like, yeah, I didn't expect this a long as it did. Like, did this was like a long time plan, but he makes a big reveal. No one said being a witch hunter was easy. Yeah, he's human and he is a witch hunter from the 1600s. This is like, witch hunter? So all this time people have been blindly following a witch hunter. How could people be tricked so easily? And then Belle's like, I wouldn't be so judgmental if I were you. And we had the past. It's confirmed. Bella says Philip. We had those two big guys messing around with Philip, and he's like, oh, your book is really good for kindling. Luce basically saying, oh, that doesn't belong to you. And Luce's like, no. She's having like a mental breakdown, saying like, I just helped the Emperor basically succeed to kill people. He hasn't done it yet, but I basically helped him. So Luce doesn't want to think that she thinks of herself as a hero. She has a bit of a hero complex. She doesn't want to be seen as a villain. No, you're just spells. You're just spells. And oh, he's like, oh, do me great honor of calling me by my real name. And Lucy's like, no, I can't. And basically, again, she's trying to escape from Bells again, and it always feels so good to hear another human say that name, because we see that Luce taught him the light spell and introduced him to the collector and stuff like that. And he even turned to Philip saying like, oh, like I told you before, Lazora, is like, we were destined to meet. So, and basically Luce asks, hey, what's Hunter, by the way? Since he's dead already, I can't believe you killed your own nephew. What is he? Because Luce is, one, she's curious, and also two, kind of to honor Hunter's legacy of knowing what he is. And he says that like, oh, he is a better version of an old friend. So I'm assuming that's Philip's brother. People saying that his name's Caleb. I'm kind of thinking that because one, Flapjack just said like a random name to Hunter. And Hunter just used it to trick Willow so he can join the Flyer Derby team to recruit for the Empress Coven to watch the episode Any Sport in the Storm. But yeah, so he used the name Caleb because Flapjack suggested it. So I'm assuming that's Philip's brother. That's his name, Caleb, right? I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that that's his brother's name, because this is so weird how Flapjack just came up with a name like, oh, you use Caleb. Like, okay. I mean, he does kind of look like a Caleb, but, and basically saying that, oh, yeah, he's a better version of an old friend. That's a Grimwalker. And then Luce like, oh, we even have Eda on the walkie-talkie, but Luce dropped it. And say like, hey Luce, we're gonna start a countdown. Are you ready? We have a potion. She decided to use the Titan blood basically. And basically we have like, oh, why are you going through with all this? And then Emperor but Philip grabs a mask, and he basically saying like, I would do anything to save humanity from evil. And Lucy's like, no, you're evil. And even Philip's like, excuse me, Philip really said like, oh, you can't reason with crazy. You can't reason with a crazy person. Because he kind of believes that Lucy's the same thing as Philip's brother, saying like, oh, you've been tainted by this world and now you're acting crazy, basically. And Philip's like, well, since you're not going to agree with me, might as well put you out of your misery. He makes like a scythe out of his arm, and it's basically about to chop her head off. And then Hunter saves Luce. So, and Hunter's not dead. Makes a big plant wall, and for the first time, Hunter calls Luce by her first name. He actually says Luce, not human. And basically, he's like 5, 4, 3, and Hunter, and Luce's like, oh, Hunter, thank Titan, you're alive. And then Hunter's like, okay, yeah, great, but we gotta get out of here. Luce like use the fire glyph and blast her way out of there. Luce is grabbing Hunter's arm. Hunter's giving giving Philip one last glance. Ember Bell's kind of giving like like you're still alive kind of look. And then Hunter, Luce kind of hanging on. And then Luce like, Eda, we're ready now, please bring us back now. And then teleports them back. Luce and Hunter are both safe. Eda grabs onto King and Hooty, saying like, no, don't crowd them. And basically, and Eda's like, hey, are you two okay? I'm glad that Eda said that to both Luce and Hunter, because they kind of seem like they've been through a lot, and they have. And Luce is kind of giving like a look like, And then we have Flapjack kind of nodding to Hunter, like, "Hey, you okay?" And then Hunter has like a panic attack. He has like a mental breakdown, saying like, "No, he knows we were in there." Like, was once you like wake up from your dream and you know people, and you see people that's in your dream that is walking around in your mindscape, they would know. Because remember when Will said, "Hey, Amity, I know what you did up there," except that was nice. And it's like, "Oh no, he knows we were in there. I can't go back. I can't go back." I was like, "Okay." So the house, even he was like, "Hey kid, just take my hand. Everything's gonna be okay." The kid, breathe, like, please. Hunter doesn't know what to do, and he's obviously panicking. So I understand what he's doing. He takes off the sigil to Golden Guard, throws it down. He opens the door, slams the door open. Flapjack obviously follows him because that's my bud. And Lucy's like, "No, Hunter, please don't leave." And then Ida and King go outside, and Hooty closes the door. Even Hooty's kind of confused, and then Ida's like, King's like, "Oh, what the heck happened?" And Ida's like, "Hey, Luce, what did you see? What happened in there?" Luce doesn't say anything. Just kind of like her eyes are kind of shaking, and that's the end of the episode. Ooh. It's giving me kind of like Agony of a Witch kind of vibes. I think Agony of a Witch is kind of slightly better, but this episode is fantastic. 2 fantastic episodes in a row. I love it. Hopefully episodes 17 through 21 can be that good of a standard, or at least be like, great type of episodes. Like hopefully none of them are bad. Hopefully not. But yeah, we learned a lot of stuff. It's confirmed that Hunter is a Grimwalker. Pretty sure that he is a clone of his brother, and I'm pretty sure the brother is Caleb. We are not sure it's confirmed that if Hunter is a descendant of a Clawthorn. He might, just because of facial features and the talisman similarities to the Clawthorns. It is kind of similar that way. And also how Luce is like an honorary Clawthorn and Hunter's kind of like her big brother. That kind of like a similarity. We have Hunter kind of realizing that Emperor is like, they both learned that Emperor Bell's real name is Philip Wittebane, and he is a witch hunter, and he's planning to kill us all. So yeah, we learn, and also all the time blood, it's gone. That is like Luce's possession. We still had the key, so I wonder. I have a theory for the next episode. Luce chases after Hunter. They come up with a plan. They storm the castle and get the key back. Would they be ready to do that? But Hunter and Luce saying, "We had to do this right away." And Edith probably wants to stop them. Like, "No, you guys been through so much. Like, let me and Lil through it," or something. Or maybe Darius and Rain can help since they're in the bushes. But Luce and Hunter go by themselves. Maybe. Who knows? I mean, they gotta get that key back, because that's the only way for Luce to get back home. So it's only time blood left. Because the Eclipse Lake is dried out. That's filled with time blood, but it's dried out now. Okay, yeah, so 90%. This is 9 out of 10. Fantastic episode. Again, the walkie-talkies and Luce jumping onto Hunter is a bit But yeah. Also, the Collector is trapped beneath the Titan. Is he going to be released? Who knows? Are we going to get a flashback? Like, of more of these paintings of Philip and possibly Caleb? I'm pretty sure that's the brother's name. Of when they were kids. Maybe churning butter. That seemed pretty fun. But yeah, everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. Give me a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to share the video. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for my video of what I want to see for Big City Greens Season 3. Yeah. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for that. Okay. Bye.